Sergio, please.
Hi, my name is Sergio. I'm the founder of Creditas. We are a digital lending platform. We focus on secure loans in Brazil. Basically, we take the properties that individuals own, their houses, their cars, as a collateral to deliver basically cheaper financing. So my story is I'm originally Spanish. I have a mortgage at 0.39%. And in 2011, I was living in New York, and I met this girl that was Brazilian. Actually, we were working together. And I was sort of like doing some soul searching, wanting to become like an entrepreneur in the States, because fintech was like a cool thing in the US at that point. And then she starts telling me, after dating her like a couple of weeks, that in her country, people were paying 200% for a loan. And very curiously, I was a consultant at that point, so I created like a couple of charts, and basically said, okay, that looks like interesting. So I basically proposed her after, again, dating her for like 2 weeks. And I asked her to move back to Brazil together with me to start Creditas. One thing that Margarita actually talked about before was that Brazil is the fifth economy, fourth biggest market for digital and things like that. And there's one thing that struck me, that is Brazil is the second biggest lending revenue pool in the world, just after the US. It's ahead of China, it's ahead of India. It's not a matter of volume, it's a matter of inefficiency, it's a matter of spread. The banking spread of lending, consumer lending, is 35% spread, right? And you take some categories, and again, Brazilians are paying 200% for a personal loan. So with that in mind, basically landed in the country, started building a team. There was no one that wanted to lend, to invest in the company at that point. Actually, I met looking at your chart about just ignoring the players. I met an ex-president of one of the big banks in Brazil in 2012, and I was telling him that the Brazilian banks were inefficient. And sorry, by the way, to the bankers in the room, because and then the guy told me, no, you are wrong, Sergio. The cost to income of Brazilian banks is the best practice in the world. And I take the guy and say, hey, dude, you have cost and you have income. The problem in Brazil is that the income is so big that is causing myopia. In reality, the cost to income is really terrible. So it's the margin that is subsidizing the entire ecosystem. So regarding Josh's comment, so we joined the Google Launchpad in 2016. That was like 15 months ago, actually. And he was mentioning about the growth trajectory of some of the companies on the Launchpad last year. Just to mention some of ours. So we raised after that, we raised $20 million in a Series B. So in total, we have already raised $30 million. And now, by the way, we need $50 million if someone has like some pocket money. Just feel free to reach out. These businesses consume money. Then besides that, we grew 7 times in 15 months. And then we moved from having like a team of 60 people to now we are 250. And what encourages us like a lot is that we are like taking consumers that are paying 200%, and we are moving them into lending products at 20%, which is big, which is huge for international standards, but for Brazil is like a hell of a deal.